Hello, Rubies. Welcome back to another episode. And I know many of you are on track for rebranding your life as we enter into, as we actually end. We're almost soon to the end of quarter number 2, but we're almost to the halfway mark of the year. And I know many of you want to do practical tips on rebranding. And this is going to do less with the physical appearance because remember, I tell you, there's going to be a whole beauty series because we're going to be following a Esther regime. Okay. So we're going to get fun with this. You know, sometimes we got to ease up with the pressure because it's been really has been pressure on this channel. So there are going to be some fun things that we get to do about focusing on our beauty and our looks. But I always want to make sure that we do it fundamental. We get the fundamentals down so you are prepared for what is coming when you decide to rebrand. So I'm going to give you some practical tips on how you can rebrand in 2025. And I will be doing this with you too, because I am entering a season of rebrand once again. So I want to enter into the season with you. So let's get to it. Number 1, we are going to define who we are becoming and not just who we've been. So don't build your brand based on the pain that you have outgrown. This was something that I had to learn many times. And listen to me. Listen, Linda, listen to me. For a long time, my brand was built on the hurt of past relationships, and it stopped me from becoming what God wanted me to be in the future. But I know that was a season. And when I tried to drag out that season longer than what it needed to be, I started to get frustrated because there was a pivot that was needed. And when I started to pivot, that's when I started to get attacked. And then I started to feel like, well, this is not what I signed up for. So one of the things that I want you to do is that there are different seasons for everything. And in that season, I was supposed to help a woman get through something. But now that I am in the season that I'm now more refined and I've outgrown that pain, there's a different season I need to teach women to be like. That is the season where you start to embrace everything about you, your mindset, your beauty, your growth, your Esther attributes. So I want you to know, do not build your brand based on the pain that you have outgrown. Put it in a chest box, throw it away, and tell the Lord you're ready to move forward. We are now, and guess what? I think writing new stories is so scary for us, because we are so used to depending on the comfort of what was before. We tend to get very, 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 very fearful by starting something new. So for me, leaving that behind and entering into new topics was fearful for me because I wasn't sure of the impact. It was almost like starting from scratch. Actually, also, too, I had to leave the podcast alone for a while, right? I had to leave my podcast alone for a while when I was so used to dealing with my podcast, but I know there's going to come a season again where I get to pick up the podcast, okay? So I need you to pick 3 words about your personal brand vision. 3 words. Mine's this season is elevated, feminine, and focused. That's mine. And then what I want you to do is I want you to write a letter from your future self describing the life you lived. And you live in December 2025 because I ain't giving you all till no next year. We can get it right this year. So there's a tool called letter from my future self where you write a letter to yourself and then it gets delivered to you the day before the new year, and you read it to see how far that you've come. So that's what I want y'all to do. Okay. Number 2, we are going to audit our digital presence. So right now, we are going to clean up our social media, okay? I want you to archive or delete content that no longer aligns with your values or vision. It was so hard for me to delete my first YouTube channel. Like I had to delete it because it no longer aligned. And this is almost like the rebranding requires you to leave certain things behind. So I had to literally delete the whole channel. I deleted the whole channel. And it took me such a long time to do it because I wanted to say I could pick it back up and get it running where it needs to be. But no, I have to leave that behind. I now have to go forward. So I want you to now audit your digital presence. If that means deleting every picture on your profile, well, baby, you better get to the deleting because we got more pictures to take in 2025. I want you to update your bios, your profile pictures, and pin posts to match the woman you're becoming. We're cleaning up our digital footprint. I know many of us, we just can delete me. I have no digital footprint, but I can't do that because I do feel that my purpose is requiring me to stay on social media. So as much as I would love to live very low key, that's not something that I think I can do. So A tool which you can use is Canva. I want you to redesign cohesive branding for your Instagram, LinkedIn, or your website. What it is that what feeling, because remember now, based on your letter to your future self, you can start to figure out how you want to align, like how you want to look, how you want to elevate your look, how you want to feel. So now we're going to clean up our digital footprint and then we're going to leave it alone. So this is going to require you to take a step back from social media after you done clean it up. You're not announcing that you're going. People are automatically coming. A monitoring spirit, a fox, an owl, or a snake, or a bat is coming on your profile at some point to see what you are up to. And what you need to do is clean it up. And if you are strong, you can clean it up and deactivate it and come back. And when you come back, that's where you could post something new so you're not tempted to fit in and start to unarchive the things that we were told to archive. Number 3, you're going to develop a signature look and voice. People should associate you with a specific vibe, your energy and style and tone. So therefore, I am a very uplifting person. I am a very motivating person. And I need to reflect that, especially in my delivery of messages. So one of the things that I had to learn was ask the Holy Spirit to help me not to use any curse words and to only use the things that are eloquent to the ears. Only what is good should be spoken to from my mouth, even when people try me. And then guess what? It isn't a hard thing for me to do, but when people try me, okay, from the Caribbean, we can get it up. Okay, so we need to choose 2 to 3 colors, a consistent style, and we're going to continue to work on our consistent tone. So are you soft, direct, witty, nurturing, these things? What I would tell you to do is do a Pinterest board of all of these things. Do a Pinterest board for videos. One of the things that I did, I realized that I had a lot of videos saved on TikTok. So videos that no longer serve me anymore, I unsaved. The videos that I aspired to be or I aspired to get, I took them, I downloaded them on my MacBook, and I deactivated those social media sites. And what I said to myself, I'm going to work on achieving these things with no more distractions and no more adding on to the things that I have not even accomplished as yet. So what I want you to do is now create a Pinterest mood board. Number 4, you need to build your authority in one of the areas first. So when I say build your authority, a lot of times we try to do everything at one time. But when you are focused on dominating one lane in your glow up, you need to break it down into bit-sized pieces. So for me, I am now focused on healing and finances. So you need to focus on whether that is your love life, whether that is your healing, whether that is your finances, whether that is growing a business. You need to put your focus into one area first. And when you dominate, even fitness, when you dominate that area, then we move on to another area. And you can choose which area you want to do first. So for me, I'm getting my finances under control. Remember, I tell you all I get into debt because of a warlock. Okay? So now I'm working on eradicating that before the new year. I'm working on my savings. I'm working on better opportunities. I'm working on pay increases. So right now, let me let y'all know now, child, when you decide to take on finances, you better be ready for some spiritual attacks. That's all I got to say about that. Because, baby, I started off the new year where I get hit with an FD bill and I started to say, Lord, this ain't right. I started to say, Lord, this is not right. And one of the areas that I noticed that the enemy is able to attack me is because there's a door open for debt. So therefore, I need to repay the debt. And I noticed something. Ever since I started to consistently pay more than I need to in the debt, the enemy tactics towards my finances or any type of financial blockage has ceased. So I am following the book of Proverbs, which tells me to not be a slave to the lender. I am now trying to get away as a gazelle gets away from its enemy, and it is in the book of Proverbs. So now I am following the laws. That's why I tell you all, follow the laws. Follow the laws, rubies. Follow the laws. So now that I am doing this, I notice that there's a satisfaction that I have in my life that I don't feel drained financially. Okay? Now, when you have actually dominated one area, I want you to teach what you have healed from or mastered in your own life. Okay? So even though we are working on ourselves, once you have mastered and you're ready to return, I want you to teach people, but you can't teach people until you have mastered it. So do not become a guru when you have not mastered it. As you all can see, I'm very transparent on the things that I am working on. I tell you all things that I have overcome. I do not speak on things until I figure it out. Like I said earlier on this channel, there's something that I'm currently going on the spiritual warfare for, and I will tell you all my testimony and give you all a whole breakdown once I overcome it. I ain't coming here to do things prematurely, okay? This is where I want you to start to grow your entrepreneur muscle. So we're going to offer a freebie or a masterclass that position you as you go to expert. So once you've actually accomplished this very thing, then you start to get your foot wet in entrepreneurship. Number 5, you need to consistently show up with purpose. One of the things I promised myself was to consistently show up on my job in a way that I've never shown up before. I can tell y'all, I have worn makeup every single day for my return back to work. It has been almost 6 months now that I am doing this, about 5 months, 4 to 5 months, yeah. So I've been doing this consistently for 4 to 5 months, where persons are saying, you are very consistent. If I want to show up as the woman that I want to be, I need to start to act like the woman that I want to be. Okay? So I want you to pick 3 content pillars of your life that you are going to start to consistently write on. So this is where you start to see your progress. Remember, we're not posting our progress for the world to see, but I want you to pick those areas of your life, and you could save it on your phone. Do a recap of every week. So when you go on to a new week, you can look back at the video that you edited and see your progress. And then at the end of your journey, you're able to help people. But do not try to help people during your journey. I don't want you to get spiritual attacks unnecessarily. Number 6, you need to start to clean your circle and environment. Your rebrand can be silently sabotaged by toxic relationships and stagnant surroundings. I need you to create a no more list of habits, peoples, and environments you're leaving behind. No more. In order to do this, you really have to get sick and tired of yourself. So I want you to become so sick and tired of yourself that you create a list of the things that you are not accepting anymore. Anytime we start to say what we want, we get flustered, but I can tell you something, you always know what you don't want, okay? And every quarter, you're going to check in with yourself, because remember, this is going to be for the rest of the year. This is a project that you're not going to rush. You're not going to rush this rebrand. I don't care if you can't pop up until January 2026. If I got to not pop up until January 26th with you, then we do that. But what I want you to do is don't rush it. Number 7, I want you to create a glow up rebrand kit. This is going to be connected to your vision board. This is going to be connected to your Pinterest board. This is going to be connected to how you want to show up. This is going to be connected now to the life that you are creating. So I want you to build a folder with your new vision, words, scriptures, and goals. And I want you to refer to this weekly to stay aligned. Every single time I feel like I could save the money to pay towards a debt, I go back and I see the date that I gave myself to pay off, and I saw the plan that I put in place, and then I stick to the program. It's very easy to rebrand your life if you actually follow the structure. I think this is where most areas, many of us, we have trouble with. But if you follow this rebrand structure, you are going to do very well for the rest of this year. Thank you, Rubies, for coming to another talk with me, and I will see you next time. Bye.